Gandang gabi po sa lahat. Again, this is Coach Linin Ho, empowering Pinoy, especially the 40s and above, to rebuild their health by gaining muscles. Pag-uusapan natin tonight, very important to kasi we're talking about common issues about getting fit low carb way. So if you are into low carb right now, you know that the goal is not just to lose fat, but we want to get fit through gaining muscles. There are common issues. And these issues, you can avoid this if you learn these tricks and hacks na pag-usapan natin tonight. But before that, pwede ba natin malaman sino po yung nanonood tonight so that I can acknowledge each one of you? Pakilagay po yung place where you're tuning from, or maybe where are you connected, and then if you are having your last meal, okay, paki-share naman dyan para salos-halo tayo. What's your last meal? Pakilagay po dyan sa comment section. Those who are watching sa groups natin, low carb fitness for 40s and above, we have also the low carb and nutrition by Coach Daniel. We have the exclusive community, Worth Again Academy. Again, for those who are not yet following this page, ito po ako. Ito po yung screen name natin, Coach Linin Hu. And again, my mission is to help you 40s and above to rebuild your health by gaining muscles. Some of you are wondering, kahapon may nagtanong if I'm 40. I would say hindi po. I'm 30 years old. But the reason why I'm focusing sa 40s and above, number one, I love 40s and above. I can resonate well sa mga tito at saka tita. Naturally, I don't know why. And also yung personal hugot natin is, again, my father passed away in his 40s because of his lifestyle choices. How I wish he could prolong his life. But because of that, na-miss niya po yung ano nangyari sa amin magkakapatid. So with that one, I started to question my faith. If ano yung puno, siya din ba yung bunga? So I have a season of, searching for my route sa health. Kasi yun yung lang nangyari sa tatay ko. So I want to have a different path sa buhay ko, especially sa health. So that's why gusto kong tulungan yung mga 40s and above to have a different path. Kasi 40s, ito po yung age na people would say, nagsastart na yung sakit dito, sa tuhod, tapos I have medications and like that. So we want to change the landscape. That should not be the normal. We have to do something about it. And if you're watching right now, 40s and above ka, I am so proud of you because it means you're taking charge of your own health. You don't let other people define yung kapalaran mo sa health. You're taking charge. That's why I'm so proud of you. Hello po sa mga live viewers natin. If you're watching right now live, comment naman dyan so I can acknowledge each one of you. We have here one of our modern adults, si Ma'am Miriam. Kamusta po tayo, Ma'am Miriam? We have here Ma'am Josie Gamboa. Hello to you. Coach Rizili is one of our amazing coaches at Worth the Grind Academy. We have here Ella Lore. Hello to you, ma'am. Nikki Federa. Good evening to you, ma'am. How young are you, ma'am Nikki? It seems that you are very strong. Ma'am Joyce Lee, Katrina, watching from Cebu. May mga coaches tayo dyan sa Cebu. No? Napakagandang place in Cebu. Fried chicken, cooked with coconut oil, yes. Ligaya, Ebora, watching from Kalamba. You're always tuning in and si Ma'am Ligaya, no? Always. Ma'am Cabs, of course, CDO, last meal, boiled chicken breast. Nalala kong chicken breast na boiled. Yabe, dapat matapang ka talaga at saka yung panlasa mo controlled kasi hindi siya ganun ka juicy for some people. But if it works for you, go, go, go. Sir Mario is watching. Last meal is fried pork chop. Ayun, protein dense yan. Gloria, Diokno, Chichioko, adobong sa atsuweo. Sarap pa. Na-miss ko yung mga homemade talaga na mga lutong bahay, of course. Walang mga kakatalo sa mga lutong bahay. Jean Salcedo Faustino, watching from Marilao, Bulacan. Gandang gabi sa inyo, ma'am. Kamusta po tayo? Sabi dito ni Ma'am Marinella, pritong hito cooked in coconut oil and boiled okra. Wow, mga healthy people talaga dito yung nanonood sa live natin. Arnulfo Farinas watching from Ilocos. Kamusta tayo, sir? MJ Faiz is one of our amazing uh, student at saka modern adult sa community. Amazing yan. We have your coach, Reg, is our Lodi sa group. Always active, always on the go, helping yung mga 40s and above natin. Thank you for tagging Our people sa community, Ma'am Ligaya, 6 p.m. daw yung last meal niya. Neck Feder, a last meal at 6 p.m. Shrimp with vegetable omelette and mackerel and oil. Wow, sarap! So, sarap na niyan. Yes, ganang gabi po, last meal nilagang pork leg with romaine lettuce plus scrambled eggs as well. Yung mga meals mo talaga, Tita Presi, pang restaurant eh. Yung mga ano pa lang, yung choice of words. Tita Presi, kamusta yung weather natin dyan sa Dubai? May mga questions tayo dito. Let's try to answer your questions mamaya. Place all your questions dito sa comment section natin. So mamaya meron tayong magandang pag-uusapan. Now, when we talk about issues sa low carb, there are many. That's why panalo ka kapag may alam ka. There are things na you shouldn't go through kasi alam mo yung mga dapat gawin. Most common is this, low carb flu or keto flu. Of course, may mga symptoms yan, especially if there are deficiencies. Ano nangyayari when you remove yung carbohydrates sa katawan mo? All your life, we have been dependent sa carbohydrates as our source of fuel. So what would happen if you remove that? Of course, there's transition period. Yung katawan mo, most likely yung cells magtataka, ano nangyari sa katawan natin? Bakit walang carbohydrates? We've been living depending on carbohydrates. Now, walang carbohydrates. Anong gagawin natin? So, confused din yung katawan mo. That's why there's transition. So, number two, when you remove carbs, that's why when you go for low carb and fasting, the right way, maglo-lose ka talaga ng weight in a way drastically in the first 3 weeks mo. Usually, but it doesn't happen all the time because of water weight. Kasi yung carbohydrates, napakabilis po niya mag-retain ng water. So, can you imagine na if you remove carbohydrates, yung water retention mababa. Yung body liquids mo bababa. I have a student, actually, the reason why medyo na konting na-move yung live natin supposedly at 7 p.m. I know for sure some of you are waiting for our live, no? Na mag-start at 7 p.m. I appreciate that, but the reason why, because medyo nag-move lang yung student ko dun sa gym. May student ako, nag-workout, tapos nangyari, in 1 week lang, nag-lose around 3 kilograms. Drastic yun. So, the reason why, dinimove niya ng carbs. So, water weight po yun. Drastic siya. It doesn't happen all the time. Take note ha, it doesn't happen all the time. Iba-iba kasi yung response ng katawan natin. But for him, it worked because meron siyang electrolytes. So the reason why may keto flu, may muscle cramps, may yung energy mo very low, sometimes sluggish ka, affected yung sleep mo, affected yung cravings mo because of electrolyte imbalance. So, going back dun sa student ko na nag-lose ng 3 kilograms in few days lang, prioritize na yung electrolytes. So, very intentional siya sa electrolytes. So, you can avoid yung mga low-carb flu symptoms, excuse me, excuse me, if you are replenished with electrolytes. So, ano po yung electrolytes? So, we have sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Very crucial yung sodium, by the way, kasi ito yung nagre-retain ng water. Okay, very important yung sodium. So there are many options dun sa homemade electrolytes natin. Number one, and if you go for optimal na servings ng potassium, magnesium, at saka sodium, of course, you have to check yung servings ng homemade electrolytes mo. Another option is go for supplementation if you think kulang yung tinitake mo from your homemade electrolytes. Although optional siya, but you have to know ano yung limit mo. So that's number one, initial low-carb flu symptoms. Number two, difficulty in finding suitable low-carb food options. Do you agree with this? Do you agree that when you go for meal planning, that when you go for preparation, yung options mo very limited? Now that I'll explain why. The reason why limited siya because we have been trained to go for high carb meals. Tama? So, yung kultura natin, na-design po siya to go for options na nakasanayan natin, which are purely pasta, bread, pastry. So, yung mga businesses, yung mga options natin, doon magpo-pour in. That's why the reason why yung mga low carb options mo, you might feel at first limited because of those options. But you know what? If you are aware, at saka if you're tuning in sa mga low carb coaches natin and doctors, you would see and understand na maraming options pala sa low carb. So, of course, the good rule of thumb is always go for protein dense. Yung meat is a good, amazing option kasi maraming option for meat natin na I'm sure na in-enjoy mo na ngayon. We have beef, chicken, pork, fish, shrimp, maraming option. So hindi ka mauubusan ng option. Tapos mag-ano ka lang dun sa ano, mag-mix and match ka lang sa condiments na prefer mo. For vegetables, low carb din yan. Green leafy vegetables, you're good with that. And then of course, mix mo siya ng good fat. You have coconut oil, sorry. Vegetable is a big, big no, 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 no. So coconut oil, of course, we have uh, some form of olive oil, yes, some form of nuts na good fat. So you have to mix and match yung mga options mo so that you will understand that you have plenty of options. So preparation yung key dito. So that's number two. Of course, you have to understand that when you go for social events, so pag-usapan natin, problema nyo din ba na when you go for gathering, tapos hindi mo gusto ma-disappoint or maybe you don't want to feel na out of place ka or out of group, no? Nako-compromise yung low carb mo na lifestyle. Sino nakaka-relate dito? Ah, can I ask you to share yung mga instances na when you go for social events, tapos high carb meals yung options, anong ginagawa niyo? Anong usual niyo na response? Do you go for parang rigid na you don't eat at all or you patikim-tikim lang or some people would go for parang may baon sila. So what's your response to that? Yung mga social events. Pakilagay nga sa comment section natin dito. Sabi dito ni Sir Tofi, kapag may social events daw, namimili siya ng mga for sure yung mga high protein meals. So that's good option. Actually, yung ginagawa ko the same thing. When I go for gathering or maybe yung mga dine out buffet, okay, yung inauna ko yung protein. Okay, so na mamili, I'm sure kay Sir Tofi, I know him, he would go for protein dense meals. Okay, how about you? Social events, ano yung usual mo na ginagawa? Especially if high carb yung meals. Ano yung tactic mo? Okay. Okay. Sabi dito ni Ma'am Gloria, nagbabaon po talaga ako, inform ko yung nag-invite sa akin. Wow! So this is also an option. If it works for you, go for it. So may courtesy call si Ma'am Gloria kasi nag-inform siya so nag-invite sa kanya. Siguro you don't want to parang feel bad yung nag-invite sa iyo na hindi ka kakain maybe. So that's a good approach as well. Sabi dito ni Ma'am Miriam, mas pinipili ko yung mga karne. So that's a good and wise option as well. Okay, sabi dito ah, ni Esther, pinipili ko yung low carb food, but di po kinakain yung high carbs. Mas okay po kasi yung dirty low carb kasi sa cheat ng high carb. So this is an option as well. A wise advice from Ma'am Esther. Sabi dito ni Ma'am Alicia, kung meron meat, yun lang kinakain ko. Kung wala naman, gulay. So either way, si Ma'am Alicia, meat or vegetables or both. No? Sabi dito ni Ma'am Annette Abili. Hello, ma'am. During seminars, I always have boiled eggs in my bag. This is a wise, practical advice as well. Isa sa mga advice ko sa mga students ko, boiled eggs. Kasi easy to go lang siya, go to go. Very light at saka affordable. And for lunch, I will only pick proteins, alisin ang sauce. Minsan, I ask for additional meat. So this is a wise, practical option as well. Hindi ka talaga katalo sa boiled eggs. Very simple, sustainable siya, affordable, at saka very dense sa protein and nutrients as well. Ma'am Juliet is one of my amazing students, very active, working at 60s at saka nagwo-workout yan, traveling all over the places. Pag malapit lang ang event, nagbabaon ako. Pag nasa malayo namimili ako or kung pwede naman, nagre-request po ako. So don't be afraid to request. That is a good option as well. Kasi minsan, 'di ba, ayaw natin feel na parang special tayo. But actually there are options. So always ask kasi sometimes they would be happy to give you some options as well. Sabi dito ni boiled egg, sabi ni Ma'am Alicia, sabi din ng Tita Pressy, yes, inuuna ko po yung meat or fish. I choose meat or fish dishes. I realize when you go for gathering na notice yun din ba na yung always nasa buffet, 'di ba naka long table yan usually. Ano yung usual na nasa una? Yung first na siniserve dun sa buffet. I'm not sure if na-notice nyo, but most of the time, yung nakikita ko, yung first doon is rice. So, bakit? Of course, kasi of course, affordable yung rice. At saka, of course, kapag marami kang rice, hindi mo yung ubusin yung ulam, di ba? So, usually what I do for buffet, I skip the rice. I go for all the meat options. Okay? Variety. Okay, so variety para hindi maumay at saka para ma-enjoy mo din yung meals. A little of lahat ng ulam na gusto ko. Okay? Sige, sabi dito ni Ma'am Benita, yeah, I select meat. Yeah, good option yan. Sabi dito ni Ma'am Louie, ako naman meat agad yung hinahanap if may sauce, tinatanggal ko lang. Yeah, that's good. Meat, fish, shrimp, if may lechon mas okay. Yes, di ba? Why not? Hanap ko talaga yung lechon baboy. Same thing with me. But usually, di ba, sa mga buffet, last part yung lechon, no? So, yun yung gusto kong unahin. Usually talaga if may option sa lechon. Especially yung taba, no? Crispy. If crispy, ay nako, nagugutom na ako. Samgupsal naman po sa akin, coach, sabi dito ni Ma'am Jamaica yung meals niya. Okay. Yes, really good sharings from our amazing live viewers dito. So we're talking about yung mga social events. Ano yung approach mo for this? How can you sustain your low carb lifestyle without compromising your health as well? Number 3. Okay, again, pinag-uusapan natin. Yung topic natin tonight is yung common issues that you are encountering or will encounter if you want to get fit low carb way. Pangatlo, I discussed it kanina, you might feel overwhelmed about meal planning at first. So, let's simplify it. Go for meals that pasok sa panlasa mo. Number 2, high in protein. Okay. Number 3, malapit sa inyo, convenient siya. At saka pang-apat, budget friendly so that you can afford long term. So, go for these options. Tapos, mix and match mo lang yung options mo. The half of your plate, at least half of your plate should be protein. Safe tayo dyan kasi low carb siya. Of course, the other half depends sa preference mo. Kasi meron nasa moderate carb, meron namang nasa strict low carb, moderate, low, keto, meron namang liberal. So it depends on you. The other half, maybe you can go for green leafy vegetables, maybe good fat. Other students, depende sa case nila, I would go for complex carbs like kamote. So case-to-case basis, but always fill in muna yung protein needs mo. That's very, very important about meal planning. So mix and match, go for meals that you can sustain over a long period of time. Pang-apat dito is this. When you go for this season, know that it's just initial stage and it's not permanent. You might experience cravings for high carb food. Always understand, yung cravings natin, there are causes, there are triggers. So for example, nag-crave ka at the middle of your work sa hapon, 3 p.m. kunwari, for donuts, choco-wako. Alam niyo yung choco-wako. Nag-crave ka bigla. Okay. Maybe, nag-crave ka because may napanood ka sa Facebook, nag-scroll ka tapos may kumakain ng choco-wako, Dunkin' Donut. So, nag-trigger, okay, yung craving mo sa ganoon. So, sometimes psychological siya. Or maybe, wala kang ginagawa. Okay, nagwa-wonder yung mind mo. Tapos, na-remember mo last week, yung friend mo, nagdala ng ice cream. Tapos, hindi mo nakain kasi strict low carb. Tapos, naalala mo. Tapos, na-bored ka. In-open mo yung ref. Tapos pag open mo na amoy mo yung ice cream, yung Rocky Road. Rocky Road ba yun? Rocky Road. Inopen mo yung Rocky Road. Ayun, napakain ka. Instead na tikim lang sana ng 1 teaspoon, naging half tube na ng ice cream. So sometimes psychological siya. Maybe yung cravings mo for high carb is naglo-lose ka lang, or maybe kulang ka sa water. Okay? Kulang ka sa water. Water retention especially. So I would advise you go for a pinch of sea salt. Lagay mo lang dito, tapos take ka ng water mo. Now, after 5 minutes na nag-take ka ng sea salt tapos water, nanginginig ka sa gutom for high carb food, maybe you have to take something. Okay? Baka nag-low sugar or something like that. So that's a different case. But it depends on your case. Always remember, case-to-case basis. But very important to understand that sometimes there are root causes sa mga cravings natin. Okay, so after 5 minutes ka nag-take ng sea salt, kapag gutom na gutom ka pa rin, of course, you don't go for high carb options. You go for protein options. So kanina may nagsabi doon na he would go for boiled egg. So that's a good option. For some of you, you may want to go for a more convenient one. I suggest go for protein dense na snacks, on the go snacks. So protein shake is another option. Other option will be protein bars. But of course, hindi siya applicable kasi medyo pricey siya in some instances, yung protein bars. Boiled egg is an option. Canned tuna is an option kasi convenient siya, on the go siya. So, also, I'd like to add another thing about this, yung cravings natin for high carb food. May mga instances din na because we have taken some form of sweetener, okay, kunwari yung stevia. Stevia is low carb, by the way, and safe, okay, when you're in low carb. But minsan, kasi na-trigger yung sweet tooth mo because matamis nga yung stevia, nag-crave ka for high carb food. Always go for the root of your cravings. Don't just treat the symptoms. Kasi yung symptom is nag-crave ka. Okay? Yung first natin na instinct is to go for high carb food. That's not the solution. Okay? You go for protein kasi that will fill in yung kulang na katawan mo. And of course, sodium is another option. Electrolyte. But always remember, it's just initial stage. It's not permanent. It's temporary. It shall come to pass. Everybody say in the comment section, it shall come to pass. It shall come to pass. Okay? Number 5. Okay, ito. Potential difficulties in finding low-carb snacks or convenient on-the-go options. Ito yung mga common question din na sinabi na inaasa akin ng mga student ko. Coach, if I'm into a travel, if I'm in a meeting, wala akong time to prepare. Ano yung mga low-carb snacks good for me? So, again, the good rule of thumb is this. Go for high-protein options na very convenient at saka pwede mo lang, light lang siya. Okay? So, number 1 dyan is protein shake. Kasi convenient lang siya. You can bring the powder with you. Tapos water, of course, you can refill it anywhere sa office mo. Then, it can take you less than 2 minutes to prepare. Okay? I learned this hack when I was starting yun sa low carb. Nung nag-start ako mag-low carb, cutting stage especially, I would crave for meals at saka yung mga chips. Okay? So, alam ko psychological siya. But sometimes, I give in. Okay? I want to be honest with you. May mga times na I give in. I go for snacks na unhealthy. Okay? Unhealthy chips na hindi maganda. So, I give in. So, I realized na from time to time, parang niloloko yung sarili ko. I don't feel good after taking it at saka I don't feel energized. What if I invest for protein powder? Tapos, oblige ako na ubusin siya kasi binili ko siya pinag-ipunan ko. Tapos, kasi nandiyon na may protein shake na ako, I will be compelled to finish at saka drink it instead of going, punta ka sa tindahan or 7-Eleven to buy your chips, di ba? So, nakikita mo yung protein shake. So, proximity, nakikita mo. So, nakita mo yung protein powder. So, yun yung option mo. Kasi sa nakikita mo yung chips, so, yun yung kakainin mo. So, always remember ano yung malapit sa inyo, yun yung kakainin mo. So, protein shake is an option. Number 2, boiled eggs is an option as well. Nuts. Of course, you have to check if yung ano yung nuts na workable for you if you are into fat loss. Of course, kapag sobra yung nuts, hindi naman siya maganda kasi it's dense din siya sa calories and fat, di ba? Also, if okay yung guts mo, you can baon yung canned tuna. Golden Seas yung favorite ko eh. Also, you can baon protein bars. Okay, that's an option as well for you. So, always make sure na yung low carb snacks, uh, very light lang to bring at saka easy to prepare. Okay, dun yung two options natin. At saka, of course, dense sa protein. Number six is this. I mentioned this kanina din. Challenges in maintaining social connections and adhering to a low carb diet while participating in group activities or gatherings. Aminin na natin, most of the people are not into low carb. Uh, Maliit pa lang yung percentage ng people who are into low carb. That's why this is really good that you're tuning in dito sa live natin. You're tagging your friends. You're sharing. Every time you share yung live natin, you are influencing your circle to consider low carb. Some of them uh, are quietly following you. Some of them are observing you. And some of them, hindi mo kilala. So keep on sharing yung advocacy natin sa low carb because we want to treat the root of health issues natin. And we believe dito sa low carb and fasting community natin, we believe that when you, okay, into high protein, tapos nutrient dense plus workout, you can deal with the root of the problem. So lifestyle change po yung gusto natin. So it's okay that sometimes you will feel out of place, especially if you're doing the right thing. Some people would think na weird tayo kasi hindi ka nagro-rice, hindi ka nagpapasta, hindi ka nagbo-burger, hindi ka nagdo-donut. Weird. And that's okay. It's okay to be weird if you think you're doing the right thing. Tama? It's okay to be out of place. Even if no, you feel bad about it. But if you're doing the right thing, that's okay. So, if pinaglalaban mo yung pinanindigan mo yung paniniwala mo, okay, people will respect you. People will respect you. So you don't need to please them. You don't need to be swayed by their opinions. If you're doing the right thing, keep your foot firm on the ground. Okay. I'm so proud of you that you have invested dito sa community natin, low carb and fitness. Some of you are not yet part of our group, no? Low carb fitness for 40s and above. Kindly join so that you will be updated sa mga amazing natin na mga updates sa community. There are amazing people there sa community and coaches. They will give you advice. And enjoy ko yung pag-scroll ko lang dun sa group kasi marami nag-share ng workouts nila plus yung meals nila. So be surrounded by these people kasi you would feel na hindi ka pala nag-iisa. You are surrounded with amazing dynamic people. I hope this topic helped you. Again, we are having our live every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, we are having Q&A. Usapan po yan. So parang live lang siya na light discussion lang siya. Thursday, parang teaching like this. Teaching mode naman tayo every Thursday. I hope this helps you. If you find value dito sa live natin, you may want to tag your loved ones and friends. Let them know that there's hope for their situation if they take charge of their own health. Our goal is not just to lose fat, but to gain muscle. So we have amazing coaches sa Worth Again. We will post some coaches soon. Hindi na po kami tatlo sa Worth Again. We have amazing coaches. Some of them are watching here sa live natin. Coach Reg, Coach Rezalie, Coach Mon, Coach, sino pa ba yun dito? Coach Malu, Coach Alain. Marami po. I'm sorry, hindi ko po ma-mention yung lahat. But these people are willing to help you. That's why if you want to go for online coaching, you want someone to correct you, to give you feedback if tama yung workout mo, tama yung meals mo, take your slot today. We are opening our slots for one-on-one coaching, personalized po to. There will be coach assigned for you, giving you the plan for your workout, for your meals and nutrition. Message mo lang ako and we can book an assessment for you. Assessment, free po yan so that we know what kind of program to give for you. For some of you, you want to start small. you don't want to go for personalized coaching, that's okay. You may want to start with this ebook muna. This ebook will give you the following: workout videos, video guides, nutrition plan, meal plan, so on and so forth. If you want to avail of this, message mo ako. I will give you the access for our ebook guide. And I hope to see you again sa live natin on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Hello sa mga wonderful viewers natin. And I hope na you are leveling up your low carb journey. Kasi again, our goal is not just to lose fat, but to gain muscle. But because if you gain muscle, your muscle will build your health. I hope all is well with all of us. Sa mga questions dito, I will take time to review some of which I hope wala tayong miss. Okay. Coach, question, nadadapa ka pa din ba sa high carb? How do you handle? This is a good question from Ma'am Iza. So, yes, maraming instances na dadapa, but I don't call it dapa or failure kasi it gives you a negative connotation, negative feeling. So, guilty ka. Every time you are guilty on something, you're bound to repeat it. So, I don't call it high carb or a cheat meal. I call it plan happy meal or plan indulgence. So, I change my perspective towards it. Pero, planado siya. Pero, with moderation siya. So, what I do is, I go back right after sa usual ko na plan after. Usually, it happens on a weekend. Kasi maraming dine out. And sometimes gusto mo din magtikim-tikim. Now, for my case, it's okay to have yung mga ganong option. Kasi I can honestly say my body composition is metabolically flexible. When you say metabolically flexible, your body has enough muscles, okay, to absorb yung excess carbohydrates. Yung tawag po sa muscle is glycogen storage. Kung sumobra ka man sa carbohydrates mo, sponge kasi yung muscle eh. Muscle will take care of you. So that's the beauty of having muscles. Okay? You have a bit of flexibility with your meals. But most of the time, if I'm into cutting stage, I go for carnivore straight for 5 days. Tapos on weekends, a bit of moderation with dine outs. Okay? Moderation with dine outs. Kahit ano, pero with moderation. Yun po yung principle ko on weekends. Okay, I hope that helps you, Ma'am Iza. Watching from Laguna, si Ma'am Liza Clotario. Watching from Nueva Ecija, si Michael Katakutan. Sabi dito ni Ma'am Elizabetho, good evening, Coach. Na-hyper ako sa 3 balot. Okay. Pahingi naman po dyan, Ma'am Elizabeth, yung 3 balot. Alam niyo ba yung balot? It will make your tuhod strong. Tama ba? So, if we're working out yung mga leg day natin dyan, I hope, no? All is well. Ma'am Gemma Nacionales, yes. Good evening, watching from Bacolod City, Ilongga, si Ma'am Gemma. Kamusta dyan, team po, ma'am? Tribo Atad, chicken air fry. Andy, nagpay ako $4.99, wala po nag-reply. Pasensya. I'm sorry, Ma'am Andy. Sorry po for this kasi for our page, maraming inquiries at saka mga nagme-message. So I apologize for this. I will review yung mga nag-avail ng ebook natin and I'll get back to you sa ebook mo. So thank you for letting me know, Andy, for this one. Okay, Larry Concepcion, good evening to you, ma'am. Gandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Pinipili ko po yung low carb food but hindi po ko nakakain ng high carbs. Mas okay po yung dirty low carb kasi mag-cheat ng high carb. Yes. Sige, mga amazing mga sharing dito. Thank you for tagging your friends, Ma'am Jamaica, Ma'am Alicia, si Ma'am Jane, nagtatag ng friends niya. Ma'am Maria, kamusta po kayo, ma'am? Yes. All is well. Ma'am Jamaica, thank you for tagging your friends. Ninang Gretchen Meda Flores, kamusta, Ninang? One of my ninangs na in our wedding. Tuning in sa Bacolod, of course. Yeah. Hello. Ma'am Miriam, kamusta po kayo, ma'am? Alicia, yes. Thank you for tagging your friend. We have a question here from Lijaca Rojas, how to build muscle. This is a good question because, again, ang goal natin is to build muscle, not just to lose fat. So you may want to review some of our videos kasi marami tayong videos about this. But to simplify it, prioritize protein, prioritize lifting weights, at saka prioritize your sleep. Three things if you want to build muscle in low carb. Okay. Some question here. Coach, ang problema ko, payat ang mukha ko. Gusto ko, paano gawin para magkalaman ang mukha, ang katawan ko? Okay lang, mukha lang talaga. Problema ko, coach. Salamat if bigyan ko ng advice para magkalaman face ko. Benita. So the reason why walang laman, okay, you feel na walang laman yung face mo because mababa yung body fat. Okay. Kapag mababa siya, of course, affected yan. So if you want to magkalaman siya, of course, you want to gain muscle. Okay, not just gain weight kasi if you say gain weight, it could mean gain fat. You want to gain muscle. Prioritize mo, ma'am, yung lifting weights plus protein. Tapos, monitor mo lang yung progress mo on a weekly basis. Make sure nag-add po kayo ng weight sa weighing scale para malaman mo if tama or sobra or kulang yung kinakain mo. I hope this topic helps you. Again, for other people na are not following my page, this is my page, Coach Leaning Home. My mission is to help you 40s and above to rebuild your health by gaining muscles. Kita-kits po tayo ulit every Tuesday. Q&A natin every Tuesday. Live usapan po yan. And Thursday sa teaching natin about our topic, low carb and fitness for 40s and above. All the best po sa lahat. Happy lifting. And again, life is fun and simpler when you are strong. Goodbye.